Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. In the next minutes, we will discuss the rising threat of identitarian movements, such as neo-Nazis and far-right nationalists, and how Russia is exploiting and even promoting these tendencies in the West. We will also explore how Russia uses brainwashing techniques to manipulate its victims before trying to subvert them through hybrid or real warfare. Stay with us as we delve into this critical topic. Part 1: Identitarian movements in the West. In recent years, we have seen a rise in identitarian movements across the collective West, which include neo-Nazis, far-right nationalists, other extremist groups. These movements often focus on preserving their own perceived culture and identity while opposing multiculturalism and immigration. As a result, they can pose a real threat to the social fabric and democratic values of Western societies. Let's take a closer look at some of the factors driving this surge in identitarian movements. First, economic instability and growing income inequality have fueled frustration and resentment among certain segments of the population. This has led to increased support for far-right ideologies that promise to restore national pride and economic prosperity. Second, the influx of refugees and migrants from conflict-ridden regions has triggered concerns about cultural preservation and identity, further boosting the appeal of identitarian movements. Part 2: Russia's exploitation of Western divisions. It's important to note that Russia has been actively exploiting and even promoting these identitarian movements in Europe and the US. By supporting far-right political parties and extremist groups, Russia aims to create divisions within European societies and weaken the unity of the European Union and NATO. This strategy is part of a larger effort to expand Russia's influence in Europe and undermine Western democracies. One of the ways Russia achieves this is through financial support for far-right political parties and organizations. They also use online platforms and social media to amplify divisive narratives and conspiracy theories, which can further polarize public opinion. These tactics are designed to create chaos and confusion, ultimately destabilizing Western democracies from within. Part 3: Russia's brainwashing techniques. Before attempting to subvert its victims, Russia often employs brainwashing techniques to manipulate their beliefs and opinions. These methods can include the use of disinformation campaigns, propaganda, and even cyber attacks to spread false information and sow discord among the public. In the case of Ukraine, for example, many Ukrainians were led to believe that a full-scale Russian invasion was unlikely, despite the significant buildup of Russian troops on their borders. This was largely due to disinformation campaigns and propaganda that downplayed the threat of an invasion. Even Ukraine's President Zelensky initially believed that a full-scale Russian invasion was unlikely, despite the warning signs and intelligence from Western allies. This underestimation of the threat allowed Russia to proceed with its invasion, catching Ukraine and the world off guard. Part 4: Hybrid warfare and real warfare. Therefore, we can conclude that Russia's strategy doesn't stop at brainwashing and manipulation. The country is known to initially engage in hybrid warfare, which includes a mix of conventional military actions, cyber attacks, and other covert operations. In the case of Ukraine, we saw Russia turn their successful hybrid warfare campaign into real warfare, fully invading Ukraine, and only after being resoundingly defeated while trying to take over Kyiv, focusing on the eastern part of the country with even more devastating effects for that region. In recent times, we have seen the devastating consequences of information warfare in the real world, as evidenced by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Russia has been accused of using disinformation and war crimes to influence public opinion and weaken the Ukrainian resistance. As the situation in Ukraine continues to escalate, many Eastern European countries are becoming increasingly alarmed at Russia's efforts to reclaim its lost sphere of influence, which could spell disaster for the region. Part 5: The escalation of brainwashing tactics. If Russia's brainwashing campaign is successful in subduing a significant portion of the population, it can lead to even more severe outcomes, such as diplomatic, economic, or military takeovers. This has been witnessed in Ukraine and could be replicated in other countries. As the world watches the conflict unfold in Ukraine, it's essential to recognize the potential consequences of unchecked information warfare. If allowed to continue, the devastating effects could extend far beyond Ukraine's borders, potentially endangering the sovereignty and stability of other nations in the region. Furthermore, the normalization of these tactics may encourage other states or non-state actors to employ similar methods to achieve their objectives, creating a more hostile and unstable global environment. Part 6: Preventing further escalation. In order to prevent further escalation of information warfare, it's crucial for governments, organizations, and individuals to take action. This can include supporting efforts to counter disinformation, raising awareness about the dangers of social media brainwashing, and fostering international cooperation to address cyber threats. Investing in digital literacy and critical thinking skills can help empower citizens to recognize and resist disinformation campaigns. Additionally, governments must strengthen their cyber defenses and work together to impose consequences on nations that engage in information warfare, sending a strong message that these actions will not be tolerated. Beyond the digital realm, democracies must also recognize the necessity of having a strong military to deter potential aggressors like Russia. By investing in advanced military technology and maintaining robust defense capabilities, countries can reduce the likelihood of falling victim to hostile foreign actions. In the event of an attack, a well-equipped military can provide crucial support to its allies, as demonstrated by the Western assistance provided to Ukraine. By supplying advanced weaponry and military equipment, Western countries have enabled Ukraine to inflict heavy losses on Russian forces and potentially regain control of their territory. Conclusion: as the world becomes more interconnected through digital technology, the threat of information warfare and social media brainwashing will continue to grow. However, by understanding the dangers, investing in digital literacy, and fostering international cooperation, we can help to prevent further escalation and protect the integrity of our democratic institutions. Moreover, it is essential for democracies to maintain strong military capabilities to deter potential aggressors and provide support to allies in times of crisis. The situation in Ukraine serves as a stark reminder of the destructive potential of information warfare and the need for a concerted response to counteract its effects. By working together and staying vigilant, we can create a more secure and stable world that upholds the values of truth, transparency, and democracy. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this information valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on global affairs and digital warfare. Together, we can stay informed and work towards a more secure and stable world.